You wake up and the first thing you feel isn't motivation, it's pressure. Not from the world, not from your responsibilities, but from yourself. That quiet voice in your head starts early. You are already behind. You should be doing more. You're not where you're supposed to be. And before your day even begins, you've already lost a little bit of yourself. The truth is, you don't hate your life. You hate the way you see yourself in it. You scroll through your phone and see people winning, smiling, achieving, and even if you don't say it out loud, you feel it. Why not me? But you don't ask that with curiosity. You ask it with doubt, and that doubt slowly turns into something heavier, something quieter, something dangerous, because it doesn't scream. It whispers. It tells you to wait, to play safe, to not try too hard, because what if you fail? So you start holding back, not all at once, just a little. You don't speak up when you want to. You don't take that opportunity. You don't go all in. And every time you choose fear over action, you confirm the story you've been telling yourself. I'm not enough, and that becomes your reality. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years, and you get used to it, used to doubting yourself, used to overthinking everything, used to being your own biggest critic. You laugh with people, you show up, you do what you have to do. But inside, you feel disconnected, like you're watching your own life instead of living it. And then one day you realize something. No one ever taught you how to love yourself. You were taught how to achieve, how to impress, how to compare, how to fit in, but never how to accept yourself. Never how to be on your own side. So you became your own worst enemy without even realizing it. You expect perfection from yourself. You punish yourself for mistakes. You replay your failures over and over again. And somehow you think this is normal. But here's the truth. If someone else spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, you wouldn't keep them in your life. So why do you accept it from yourself? Why do you tolerate a voice that constantly tears you down? Why do you believe every negative thought as if it's the truth? That's where everything starts to shift, because the problem was never your ability. It was your belief. You've been waiting for confidence to show up before you act. But confidence doesn't come first. Action does. You've been waiting to feel worthy before you try. But worth isn't something you earn. It's something you decide. And that decision changes everything. At first, it feels uncomfortable, almost fake. You start catching your thoughts. You notice how harsh you've been, how quick you are to judge yourself, how easily you give up on yourself. And instead of agreeing with that voice, you pause, you question it, you replace it not with lies, but with truth. I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm not perfect, but I'm growing. It feels small, but it's not, because for the first time, you're not against yourself, you're with yourself. And that changes how you move. You start taking chances, not because you're fearless, but because you're no longer afraid of your own judgment. You start showing up, even when it's messy, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're not sure how it will turn out, because something inside you shifts. You stop needing to be perfect, you just need to be present. And slowly, things begin to change. Not overnight, not dramatically, but steadily. You keep promises to yourself. You start trusting your own decisions. You stop abandoning yourself when things get hard, and that builds something powerful. Respect, not from others, from yourself. And that kind of respect changes everything, because when you respect yourself, you stop settling, you stop chasing validation, you stop begging for acceptance. You realize you were enough all along. You just didn't treat yourself that way, and then one day you look back at the version of you who doubted everything, who held back, who overthought, who was scared to take a step forward. And instead of feeling shame, you feel compassion, because you understand now. You weren't weak, you were just lost. Lost in expectations, lost in a world that never taught you how to value yourself. But you found your way back, not by changing who you are, but by changing how you treat who you are. And that's when it hits you. Self-love isn't a destination, it's a practice. It's choosing yourself again and again, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when that old voice comes back and tries to pull you down, because it will. It doesn't disappear overnight, but now it doesn't control you. You hear it, but you don't believe it, and that's freedom. Real freedom, not from the world, but from yourself. And once you have that, everything else becomes possible. You take risks you once avoided. You chase things you once thought were out of reach. You become someone you once admired from a distance, not because you changed your life overnight, but because you changed your relationship with yourself. And that changes everything. So if you're still waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel worthy, stop. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to start treating yourself like someone worth believing in, because you are. Even if you don't see it yet, even if you don't feel it yet, even if you've spent years convincing yourself otherwise, you are. And the moment you start acting like it, your life begins to shift. Not all at once, but enough to move forward, enough to grow, enough to finally feel like you're on your own side. And that's where everything begins. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the opportunities in the world, all the talent, all the resources, all the potential. But if you don't believe in yourself, none of it matters. And if you do, even a little, that's enough to change your entire life. So the real question isn't whether you're capable. It's not whether you're ready. It's not whether the timing is perfect. The real question is, are you finally willing to stop being against yourself? Or will you keep living a life where the only thing holding you back is you?